I'm going to go ahead and start a little bit early as people come into the meeting. I'll let them in. We've just got some flash flood warnings and watches and everything else going on that we have critters to take care of. So I'm going to get through this meeting as quickly as I can, and I'll get it loaded onto the YouTube channel as quickly as I can, because we do have a tendency to lose internet and power here. So we're going to get going on that. This is the monthly meeting for October 23rd, 2022 for Guilds of Requiem. Our website is guildsofrequiem.com. We can be reached at customer service at guildsofrequiem.com. On the agenda today, we're going to have our guild reporting, and this is everyone who's reported in alphabetical order. We've got our Agrarian Guild, Crafters Guild, Guardians Guild, International Guild. We're going to go ahead and start referring it to it now, even though it is a project that is about 2 years out. Our Merchants Guild, Resources Guild, Scholars Guild, and of course our Technicians Guild. The gilded projects that we're kind of letting have their own additional reporting time is going to be Requiem Events of Texas. That is the project that handles the coordination of BantuckyCon and Ren Fair of Bandera County. They also have a hand in all of the themes that we provide at market days of Palmarosa. I'm going to give a quick rundown of what's happening and not happening on Space Station Requiem, along with our steampunk unit. For Requiem's Events of Texas, we are going to talk quickly about the annual awards ceremony and the fact that we are moving the date from December to January. And there's several reasons that we have done that. We're going to talk about what happened with BantuckyCon this year. We had a lot of disappointed messages and emails, but when we explained to them what was going on, everyone's like, oh, well, that makes sense. We also are going to talk about market days at Palmarosa. And of course, Ren Fair Bandera County, which is May 6, 2023. We already have people who are interested in it, even though it is only one day. So under the Agrarian Guild, the gilded projects that we have there is the Homesteaders and Preppers Guild. For those who made it out to the September market days, we had kind of a mini fall Homesteaders and Preppers Bazaar. We had some minor crafts being demonstrated, and I demonstrated how to make cold processed soaps. We do have a lot of interest that is coming from people to become involved with our Homesteaders and Preppers Guild, along with our bazaar that will be in March of 2023. That's our spring Homesteaders and Preppers. And our fall one will once again be September to start out the market season with Palmarosa. Our Crafters Guild, we have the Bards Guild of Requiem. That is kind of our visual artists group, I guess is the best way to put it. Our storytellers, our cosplayers, our musicians, our dancers, and everything else. And we'll, it does kind of stay busy on the side. Whenever I'm made aware of where someone from the Bards is performing or going to be at, we do try to promote it out on that page. The Gamers Guild of Requiem, that is anything and everything that has to do with gaming, whether it is online, in a store, a tabletop, RPG, and LARP, which is live action role play, which we do hope to bring to you next year at the BantuckyCon 2023. And we have our Master Procrastinators. That is our Facebook group that is all about crafting. We encourage people to share knowledge and know-how. If they come across a fun crafting video, they're welcome to share it in there as well. We have our Guardians Guild, and this one has kind of been a real busy one because we did a big push in September with it being National Service Dog Month, that we are also following suit with October is Cybersecurity Month. But we have our Haven of Requiem projects, and that is divided into 3 categories. We have our Guardians, who is anyone who is a first responder. If you need lights and sirens to do your job, then you're a Guardian. We have our Healers, which is anybody who is in the field of medicine, whether your patient has 2 legs, 4 legs, wings, feathers, or fur. You're all welcome in the Healers Guild. And then we have our Warriors Guild, and that is anybody who has served or is serving in the armed forces, regardless of which branch of military it is. There is a minor discussion between me and the only other person we have in there as to whether we will accept armed servicemen from other countries. And I believe the consensus is right now that as long as we do not have a trade embargo or other sanctions against that country, and they're part of the United Nations and NATO. Yeah, I can see us letting them in. There may be some language barriers, but I think culturally that when you're in the military in one country, the experience is pretty similar globally. So that, but you know, I'll put a poll up on the Guardians Guild towards the end of the month, or we may wait until we have more warriors in there. Also under the Guardians Guild is the service and working, oh my gosh, my tongue is going to tie on me tonight. I am so sorry. We have the Service and Working Dog Handlers Guild, and if you've been seeing the hype, we are going public with this. That means anybody can join that has a working dog, essentially what it means. It doesn't matter if it's a service dog, a therapy dog, or a government agency dog. If you are a working dog handler, this is the group for you. And we also have the big hype coming up of November 19th is the Black Pirate Market takeover at the Pomarosa, and includes a pirate puppy party to celebrate the launching of the Service and Working Dog Handlers Guild. Our international guild, we really don't have a whole lot going on it. We do have Requiem Kenya. They do from time to time let us know, hey, we're here, everything's fine. But we'd like to congratulate Xavier with him welcoming a new baby to his family. Our Merchants Guild, that's pretty much Requiem Events of Texas. We do have a marketing internship program that we're trying to launch, but that may take some time. But Requiem Events of Texas is pretty much it. And how to determine if something's in the Merchant Guild. Does it make money? Does it require marketing? Then that's a Merchants Guild. It's all about the money. That would be our Ferengi. Annual awards ceremony, that is being moved from the third Saturday in December to the fourth Sunday of January. And the reason that we did this is we wanted to let everybody have time with their family during the holidays and not have to worry about, man, I missed the meeting again, the award ceremony again. In one of our communications groups, I am going to be starting conversations about the annual awards ceremony. When we first came up with that, it was heavily focused on the space station of Requiem. With becoming a nonprofit, we have a greater range of focus that we need to account for. And I'd like to see us kind of redo that and rework how we think our awards. For this year, we will still follow the awards we already have set up, minus a membership in Starfleet Academy, in Starfleet, my goodness, Starfleet Command. Man, my tongue is so tight in my brain, so I was working. We had a lot of awards in which we either would pay for an annual membership or we would pay for a lifetime membership. We're rethinking that because not everybody wants to be a part of Starfleet Command, and that's okay. That doesn't mean it's, you know, our group isn't any better for you or we're any worse, just means Star Trek isn't your thing. BantuckyCon. I've been fielding a lot of emails and text messages and phone calls. I still need to figure out where my private cell phone number is floating out there in regards to BantuckyCon. Yes, we are just as upset and heartbroken as everyone who planned on attending. We had several things happen, with the biggest one being that I landed in the hospital. And while I was in the hospital, several important dates and announcements and contracts getting signed did not happen. In order for us to have off-duty peace officers at the event, we have to give a 30-day notice and pay 30 days in advance. Well, I was in the hospital and I've got the checkbook. So we made the decision at the beginning of October when we knew we had missed some deadlines. We also knew what our other coordinators were going through personally in their life, that we did not want to put on an event that was not the best possible event that we could do. We've made that mistake before of it doesn't matter what anybody says, the show must go on. Wisdom has taught us that the show must go on is not always the best solution. I would rather let people know that it was canceled for very good reasons than to basically hold a glorified marketplace where we may or may not have had vendors. So yeah, when you got your two primary coordinators are dealing with personal things, it is difficult and challenging for events to happen and be the best that they possibly can be. We are co-hosting Market Days at Palmarosa. So I want to clarify a little bit thing here. The Market Days at Palmarosa, that is owned by the Palmarosa RV Park. They are the hosts. They are the primary beneficiary. We just co-host to help find vendors to market it because they are a member of our Merchants Guild, and on our website, we host them on our website. So they are an integral part of Guilds of Requiem. But that means anything that needs a final decision on it has to come through BB with the Market Days at Palmarosa. It's her show. While she does give us a lot of leeway and is excited at the themes and activities that we come up with to bring more vendors and customers to the market. In the end, it is the Market Days at Palmarosa, owned by Palmarosa RV, Palmarosa Incorporated. The ones where we are adding a fundraiser to it, then we have a heavier hand in being involved with it and some of the final decision making, like the Black Pirate Market in November and having the Puppy Pirate there. Puppy Pirate Party, that's going to twist my tongue all night long, at the event, and we kind of take it over just a little bit. But BB is fantastic and we absolutely love her and thank her. Ren Fair Bandera County is only going to be one day next year. That is May the 6th, 2023. We are probably going to have vending from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., 5 or 6 p.m. The final decision on that has not been made. Our applications for BantuckyCon and Ren Fair Bandera County will not officially open until January 1st. We had some learning that happened in situations that we haven't dealt with before that we now know how to deal with them. So that involves changing our entire application process for our events. Our meeting is held in January, and beginning of January and late August. We try to get as close as we could to 6 months apart, with understanding that there's holidays. And at the end of August, beginning of September, we are switching into our fiscal year. So we have a lot of bookkeeping and behind the scenes things that need to happen, that if we are doing things, it's hard to make happen. So once we finalize the actual date and time of the board meeting to try to get as many members as possible, this also includes our members who are in different countries, we will make that event and we will send out an announcement via our websites. BantuckyCon, yes, I know it says October 21st. It is October. The font that I used, just whenever I typed a small v, it came out to a V. So I am re-looking at replacing that part right there with it, possibly doing a different font. The theme for 2023 is First Contact. It's going to be kind of really geared towards steampunk, post-apocalyptic, cyber cowboys types of thing. And, it's kind of ripping off First Contact from Star Trek. We're just going to do it with cowboys and aliens because why? We live in Bandera and we're the cowboy capital of the world. We do have a link off of the Guilds of Requiem website to the BantuckyCon. Yes, we understand we have lots of different little websites out there that as soon as we can afford to pay for a domain name, we will connect them all together with their own domains and everything will be easily accessible off of the Guilds of Requiem website itself. Coming up is November 19th is our Black Pirate Market and Pirate Puppy Party. We are also having a neighborhood rummage sale. So if you want to declutter and destash some of your stuff to have some spending cash for the holidays, this is the event for you. We do ask that you email customer service at guildsofrequiem.com so that we know to reserve a space for you. A 12 by 12 space is free. Anything beyond that, additional spaces may be purchased at $30 a space. You are responsible for your own canopy along with your own goods, and the rummage sale portion, you will be separated from everybody else and you are cash sales only. If we find that you are taking credit cards using a business account, we will ask you to pack up and leave. The reason that this is if we get audited by the comptroller and they see that you're doing business without a sales tax permit, as the venue coordinators, the event coordinators, we can be held liable for your sales taxes for the entire year, plus a hefty fine, plus we could lose our sales tax license in the process. We're not going to take that risk. So we are very strict on needing a sales tax permit. If you are selling merchandise or services that are taxable, we do require sales tax permit. If you do not have one, they are very simple to get. Once you have it, you can call the state comptroller's office and say, hey, look, my sales are less than, I believe the threshold is $10,000 a year. Can I file annually? And they'll make it easier for you to add it in as one more thing to do with your taxes in January. The event itself is from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. because we understand rummage sales kind of have a little bit more stuff to deal with. We're given that area until 10 a.m. The Pirate Puppy Party is from 2 and 4 p.m. We do have prizes for a Pirate Puppy contest, costume contest. So I'm getting through it as quick as I can. We do welcome all well-behaved pets. They must be leashed and under your control at all times, your physical control at all times. If you are coming with your service dog, we do ask that you vest them up and make them easily recognizable as a service dog so that people do not interfere with them while they are working and keeping you safe at our events. Do you have to have a vest on your service dog? No. Would it make everybody else kind of keep people from interrupting you every 5 seconds when all you want to do is enjoy yourself? Yeah, because they want to pet your puppy? Yes. This is one of those times where you do want to have a vest on your service dog that says, do not pet, service dog, I'm working. If handler is down, we will have a check-in so that if we see your canine partner without you, we know to come looking and find out what's wrong. As I said, we'll be hosting a neighborhood rummage sale as well from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to set up to sell for free. To participate, we do ask you email us at customerservice@guildsofrequiem.com. And this is going to be specific to the Black Pirate Market, the third Saturday in November every year. So if you miss out this year, there'll be one again next year. We might even incorporate it into the Homesteaders and Preppers Bazaar, but we are not quite sure yet. That is something we're still discussing, and we still have time to make it happen. Because this is a fundraising event for the Service and Working Dogs Handlers Guild. Any donations that you would like to give are highly appreciated. We do have our PayPal donation link on our main website and on the Guardians Guild, and it's probably something we will have prominently on all of our websites. And then we get to the fun part where everyone is super excited. The Pirate Puppy Party, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. If you would like to donate something to that party, please email us at the customer service at guildsofrequiem.com. If it's cash, we have a PayPal donation link. If it is product or merchandise, we would be absolutely thrilled. If anybody's able to donate cupcakes, which are mini cupcakes made with pet safe ingredients, we would really love that. We've already got somebody who's going to be bringing the non-dairy creamer in little cups so that they can have their own little puppuccinos. And if we would like to see maybe some mini cupcakes. And then give me just a second here. I'm on the webinar. Okay. If you'd like to donate mini cupcakes for the people to eat, we'd be gratefully appreciative of that as well. We will be doing a needs, I don't want to call it a food drive, but we're going to be a donation collection station. We're trying to work with 2 or 3 of the pet rescue agencies. 2 of them are actually found here in Bandera on what they need help with. Is it food? Is it blankets? Is it towels? Whatever it is that they need. We're hoping to have a donation station set up, and then we will get the donations to them. Going into 2023, like I said, we already know our date of May the 6th, 2023 for Ren Fair Bandera County. We are asking because this is our 5th Ren Fair, vendors, you do need to dress up. It can be late 17th century and earlier, any type of attire. It can be fantasy attire. You want to come as a fairy? We'd love to have you. You want to come as an elf? Ooh, I want to see how you do those ears. Anything else is completely welcome and acceptable at our fair. We like to have a fun, festive environment with it. We are going to try to get some, maybe a couple activities, 2 or 3 activities that talk about life. We've kind of been a sword fighting group reached out to us. We're hoping that they're going to come out on May the 6th and can do some demonstrations. We do realize that one of our larger Big Brothers Renaissance fairs ends the weekend before, and the weekend after another one starts. So we're having to hold to that first Saturday in May because we don't want to interfere with the vendors that they have and they have customers that they have, and they have been really fantastic in sending vendors and customers our way during our events. So that's a good working relationship that we want to keep going. On to our Resources Guild. This is Space Station Requiem. We kind of didn't know where to put them other than the fact that it's all a fandom. It's a resources for the fandom, I guess. All fandom, I guess, is the best way to think of it. Or maybe we just thought that the Resources Guild didn't have a whole lot to do. We do have a public Facebook group in which we welcome anybody from the public on. We are very liberal and generous in what you can post in there. The only thing that we ask is you do not post something that you know violates Facebook's community of standards. Again, we don't want us to get thrown in Facebook jail. The only other thing that we do not allow is politics. And any conversation or post that's meant to create a disagreement and ruffle people's feathers, we're probably going to delete it and give you a nice little message as to why we deleted it and which of our rules it violated or borderline violated. So it is open to everyone. spacestationrequiem.org is its own website. Once I have time to do something other than working on websites, I will be coming up with courses. And of course, anybody who is a member of Space Station Requiem is welcome to do this. We do have our own Academy of Fandom. And if, right now I'm going through a James Bond marathon, and if I'd have thought about it, I'd have a pen and paper and I'd be writing down some trivia questions about each of the ones. Did you know Sean Connery and Roger Moore both starred in 7 James Bond movies, and no other actor has come close to those 2 classic Bonds? Also in the Resources Guild is our world super group of amazing people. It is open to anybody. It is open to posting just about anything, but it's our feel-good group. It's, let us know your happiness, what makes you happy. If you got a song that's just stuck in your head, drop it in there. We can groove right along with you. Once again, no politics is allowed. We also have a ban on anything that is sexually suggestive. And cursing for the sake of cursing. We also don't allow in there. If a curse word drops out, that's fine. We understand it, we get it. But we are very strict on making sure that group stays happy and a safe place to be on Facebook. Our Scholars Guild, we have got a lot of things that are sitting on the back burner waiting for me to have time to work on them, or for one of we need more people in the Scholars Guild. We need more people together. If you want to volunteer, hit me up. I'd love to have you. Haven of the Dragon is a world religions educational organization. It is a haven because it is a safe place where if you've got questions about a religion that is not your own, you can ask it there. You can ask it to us. It does have its own website. It doesn't have its own domain name because, well, domain names cost money, and I'm not making any money in the Haven of the Dragon, which I'm fine with. I believe that education could be free, but it is, like I said, it is a safe place for which you can ask questions about any other religion that is not your own, or you can help teach your religion to everyone else. And the reason that we have dragons as well, if you've ever watched Dragonheart, you would know that dragons love art. They love to hoard books, and they like to protect knowledge. So they're our guardians in making sure our haven of learning stays safe. We have Hope Haven Academy. This is for anybody who is looking to get their GED or they need help with English as a second language. Once we have a permanent place in which we can meet, we will be starting up our own GED classes. Before I medically retired, I was a GED instructor. I know there is the need. It's just the company I work for, they were very strict, and I get it, because if I ask for funding from the Texas Education Agency, I have to have a curriculum and I have to have accountability, not only of myself, but other staff members and of our students. So please keep that in mind. And once we are ready to launch that, we'll make a big to-do over it. We also have the Learning Pavilion of Requiem, and this is basically for any coursework that we have for our specific guilds. Example is the Agrarian Guild that is going to have an internship for aquaponics in it. So that would fall under the Learning Pavilion. If we have a crafter who is wanting to teach people how to do their craft, that's going to be the Learning Pavilion. Our guardians, the service dog training program, technically, while it is a part of the Service and Working Dogs Handler Guild, it also has to go through the Learning Pavilion of Requiem to basically sign off on their training program. And this is very important when we are seeking grant money, that we have a clear-cut curriculum for any program that we have. As I mentioned earlier, we have the Space Station Requiem Academy. I will be designing a few courses that mimic those of which you would take in either Starfleet International or Starfleet Command to be an officer or in a leadership position. We will have our own version of that for those who just want to be a member of Space Station Requiem and not a member of any other fandom out there. If you are a member of a fandom that's out there and you already have rank, please let us know what your rank is in that fandom, and we will gladly address you by it when we are in our groups and other things that we do. And finally, we have our steampunk unit. Steampunk is an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math program. This is the way we get our youth involved and engaged with STEM learning, and we add arts in there because if you don't have creativity, it makes it a little bit harder to do everything else. But we also like to challenge them to what is science fiction and what is science fact. What items do we think of now as being a part of everyday life? And I'm sure some of you are probably watching this on one of those devices that you hold in your hand, and you can also make phone calls. That once upon a time was science fiction and just a dream away. And it's now something, it's science fact. Going to the moon was once upon a time science fiction. We've been to the moon. Going to Mars was science fiction. We've got rovers out on Mars. So that's kind of how we look at the steampunk unit. It is a part of the Space Station International Ambassadors program. That is very fun. It's really looking forward to being able to get this group going with more engagement and everything. But once again, time is not on my side. Our Technicians Guild currently does not have any gilded projects, and they are purely internal of you dream it, we build it, you break it, we fix it. If there's any questions and answers, I understand I went through this really fast. Please post them in the comments. We do monitor our YouTube channel. Once we have this up on the YouTube channel, we will share it out to the appropriate pages and into the appropriate groups. When you're watching it on YouTube, please come back to it. And if you have any questions, ask them. And if it's something that you're not quite sure if you want to ask in public, you're more than welcome to email customer service at guildsofrequiem.com, or you can email me directly at requiemranch@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic week, and batten down those hatches, baby.